Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joined the other host,
Karen.
And if you're joining us again from last week, we are going to be wrapping up Milwaukee Metal Fest 2026, wrapping up with day 2 and day 3.
Yes.
Went a little bit longer than we expected, so going to break this up to make it just a little more convenient for people listening and whatnot. And also, I guess, just give us an extra week of content. So,
No, I mean, nobody wants to listen to a 3-hour episode, so.
You and I have a disagreement about that
know.
all the time. I think they're fine. You're more of like, let's get these shorter. So it's our own personal agreements, our thoughts and whatnot. So
Sure.
we are going to break it up, like I said, or we did break it up. But before we dive in, as always, you can reach us through our email, which is metalvice1@gmail.com, which is also our Instagram, metalvice1 on Instagram. And if you're watching this on YouTube, by all means, leave a comment if you want. We'll try to interact with you through there. And the other way, people did this at Milwaukee Metal Fest themselves, but coming up and just chatting to us in person. So that's always a lot of fun.
Yep.
Talking about the show and other shows and whatnot, and just getting to know people.
We love to talk about music.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. So, anyway, we're going to jump over to that conversation and wrap up Milwaukee Metal Fest. I guess getting into Generation Kill then, day 2.
Yeah. So starting out with Generation Kill, I remember them having lots of issues with like sound, mic, and stuff like that. And Rob, who sings for Exodus also, is their vocalist. And he mentioned that they hadn't
Played together,
rehearsed, because he had been on tour with Exodus.
Well, so they haven't, it's been like a year since they played together.
Yeah. So I was chopping the issues up to that. However, now that we know how the stage kind of went throughout the day, was there more issues with the stage setup and not necessarily that they hadn't played together?
I don't know. I didn't get necessarily that they had a lot of issues. I mean, there definitely were issues, especially with the guitar player, because he went off stage. That's the one issue I remember. And Rob just talking to the crowd and whatnot, being like, well, technical difficulties. Like, we haven't toured together forever. So, I mean, I get what you're saying with like foreshadowing a little bit. And I guess I haven't thought about it in that way.
I didn't until just now when I was reading my notes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had like many issues.
See, I don't
guitar
remember
issues, mic issues.
I don't remember there being mic issues. I mean, again, it's all fuzzy in my head.
Yeah.
But I remember the guitar issues primarily. Other than that, I don't remember too many other issues.
I'm pretty sure there was mic issues because I have them in my notes. And I took the notes right after the band or while they were playing. So
anyway, to the music though, I enjoyed their music quite a bit.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I really did enjoy their set. And I was unfamiliar with them.
Yeah, I didn't know about them either.
But this is definitely a band like, oh, this is cool. I'd listen to this. I'd go check them out again for sure. After that, I think I have Threnody. Threnody.
How I would say that. Threnody.
That's how that word is spelled. Yeah.
So
on the bar stage.
So looking at Threnody bands, there's a lot of them, and I could not find, because I kind of wanted to know if they were local or not.
Okay.
I just couldn't find this particular one.
Okay.
Everything else was like from Sweden or like a punk band in California.
Okay.
And a couple other ones, but I didn't find this one.
What other notes do you have for them?
I had that their songs were really long. It seemed like that they kind of like drone on, not drone on. That's the wrong word.
The songs just go on.
Yeah, they go on.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Right,
not like, oh my God, is the song almost over?
So
it's
I can't remember. Are they like doomy?
Yes, doomy. Death doomy. Yeah.
Long drawn on songs with like the long tones and whatnot drawn on and whatnot.
The other note that I have, and I don't know if you remember this, but his vocals are very death metal vocals, like the deep voice vocals.
Again, it's not ringing any bells to me.
And then when he talks, it's like a little mouse voice. Do you remember that?
I don't. Honestly, Saturday, especially in the morning, is a big
blur.
Fuzzy blur to me. I remember Generation Kill, and I remember being there very hot, and I was not feeling well. Like my stomach was bothering me. I wasn't.
Is that when this all started?
Maybe. I don't know. Like I just wasn't feeling good. I was very hot. We went out and got like a bottle of water or something, and I sat outside where it was cooler and just like cooled off a little bit there, and then going back in to see Threnody or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not ringing any bells to me.
Yeah, I really wanted to find out if they were local just to see them again, because I really like them.
I'll do some digging and see what I can find.
What
They're
you can
probably
find.
listed on Milwaukee Metal Fest, like
like a
Instagram,
tag?
and they're
Yeah.
probably tagged on there somewhere.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
we'll dig through there and try to
Yeah.
find them.
But I like them a lot.
Good.
And
Okay, I'll check them
Yeah.
out for sure because it definitely sounds like the style I would really be into.
yeah.
But then we head right back over next door to the second stage for Internal Bleeding. Again, I don't remember anything about this.
Yeah, I just have that it was really packed in there and it was like deathcore. I think this is when you went upstairs and I kind of stood by the stairs downstairs.
Is this the female lead vocalist? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
It's the pig squeal band.
I-
There was a couple of them on Saturday.
It's not ringing any bells
Okay.
to me.
Yeah, that's all I had though.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Again, if these set lists are on Setlist FM, I'll be adding all of these set lists to our playlist, and I'll go through and listen to everything again for sure. And I'll try to listen to shit as well afterwards, even if they're not on there, just to like try to remember the bands. But yeah, that's not ringing the bell to me. Neither is the next one, which was on the
Human Artifacts.
bar stage as well.
This
Human
is the
Artifacts.
thrash, like the thrash or death metal band. They were really good. I think you really enjoyed them because I remember when we left, you're like, "Oh, I really enjoyed that," or "I like that a lot."
Okay, it's not ringing a bell to me. No.
Yeah, we'll have to look up their songs because they were good. I don't have any other notes besides thrash and death metal, but
Okay. I was gonna go to the second stage to see Havoc, but that was pretty busy. I
it
think.
was packed. Yeah, we were gonna
Or
go
we
in
missed
there.
it. I can't remember.
I don't know because by this point the second stage was all messed up, which I alluded to.
That's what it was.
Saturday was just a weird vibe, especially with the second stage, because it was like some bands were like on for 15 minutes late, some were 30 minutes late.
I think this is what happened. We went to Havoc on the second stage. They were supposed to go on at 4:55, according to the one I have, and we get there at like 5:00,
and they're not on yet.
and they're not on yet. And we sit around for like 5 more minutes. They're still not on yet. And it's like, well, let's go up to the main stage because I really want to see the main stage, which was Iron Region.
I think it's Reagan.
Iron Reagan. There we go.
Yeah.
Again, dyslexia here.
No,
for
it's
me.
okay.
So like, fuck that. Let's just go see Iron Reagan.
Yeah.
And check that out. Which I was not aware of them either.
No, yeah.
And I didn't realize it was like the lead singer from Municipal Waste playing for this band as well.
Yeah, gosh, I should have wrote it all down. It's like Municipal Waste. Gosh, what are
it's
all
like
the
a super
bands?
group,
It's a
right?
super group, yeah, from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, motherfucker,
Yeah.
Virginia, excuse me. I always forget that. But yeah, I mean, it's the same energy as Municipal Waste. Like, it's just that quick, like, very fast songs and the energy in the crowd and
it's
on
just
the band.
party vibes and just having a good time.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
I loved their set, and you mentioned them just being on stage having a good, like just having a fun time with it and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're another band that hadn't like played in forever, and he's like, we're just fucking around having a
Yeah.
good time. That comment there I just made is also true with Generation Kill. That's how I felt with Rob,
okay. Yeah.
as being like, to me, it felt like the pressure was off of him. Like, I don't give a fuck if we fuck up. I'm still gonna have fun. He's like, I'm fucking out of it right now.
Yeah.
I was up till 4 a.m. hanging out with the acid bath guys, and I'm sober. I haven't touched in I've been sober for 33 years. Blah blah blah. But it was fun just to hang out, chat with them, spend time with them. I haven't really got much sleep. So here we are, we're doing this, and I'm gonna go fucking pass out or something. Like the weight or the anxiety it felt like was off. Like, I'm just here to have fun.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
exactly how Reagan was. Look, fuck it, let's just have some fun.
They did say the Milwaukee Metal Fest for Iron Reagan. Sorry, now I'm just trying to say region. Was supposed to be like their debut back because they hadn't been back in like 9 years. I feel like they said.
Yeah.
But then they booked some local shows in Virginia to like kind of get ready for it so that they weren't so rusty.
Right. And I think we left their set a little early to go down to the second stage. And for some reason, I had all the times mixed up in my head because you had sort of in your head of, I'm going to go to the second stage, main stage, second stage, main stage. Like you had your lineup of where you were going to bounce around to.
Yeah.
And I thought we were going down there to start that sort of bouncing back and forth. So we left the main stage to go to the second stage to see Sacred Reich. Which again, we get down there and they're not playing. We were down there like right at 5:50 when they're supposed to start playing. And I think it was like we waited like 15 minutes or something, and then they finally started playing. And by that point, I was a little pissed.
Oh, were you?
Because also it was like,
Yeah.
this is old school metal sounding, like thrash metal and whatnot. And this is not your style of music typically. So I don't know why the fuck we left early to come down here so you could see this. So I thought this was like a band you had to
I
see.
don't remember leaving the ballroom early.
I kind of remember. Maybe I'm getting this mixed up.
I don't think we did because we were like, once they got done, then we were like, okay, let's go down there and see if they're starting.
I can't remember.
Oh.
Like I don't remember.
I only wanted to see Sacred Right because I see their patches all over the place. I see like their logo all over the place and stuff. And it's like, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'm seeing band names all over the place. So I'm like, I want to check out those bands.
Yeah.
There was another one. I can't even remember what it was now, but I was like, I've seen this all over the place. I want to check them out. I think they're coming to Chicago. I'll have to figure out what that band is again, but Scarflesh or something like that. I can't remember.
All right.
But no, it's Septoflesh.
Any case.
This band, I've just seen their name all over the place. So I was like, I want to just check them out and see what it is.
So we left early to go down there to check out their
I
set.
don't remember leaving early.
But
maybe
do.
we did. Maybe we did.
But in any case, we get down there and it's like, it's slow. They're still doing the changeover. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? And then they start playing the music and I'm like, this is not your go-to music. I don't know why the fuck you wanted to be here for this. I enjoy it, but this is not your shit. So why the fuck did we leave
mad
early?
at me?
I wasn't mad at you per se. Again, I was tired. I wasn't feeling the greatest that day. And the second stage being so behind was really starting to get to me. In any case, I enjoyed their music. It was a good set.
I did mark down that the first song that we heard, probably the first song that they played, had Slayer vibes in the riffs to me. The third song that they played had Metallica vibes to the riff. So I don't know when they started. It's probably in that era of time.
Yeah, I would
frame.
say definitely the 80s. I don't know them, but they look and feel like they're from the 80s.
Yeah. And when I say like, oh, that had Slayer vibes or Metallica vibes, I'm not saying like they copied a riff from Slayer or anything like that. It's just like, that's the vibe I got. So.
Right. In any case, we left that and went back up to the main stage for Nails.
I don't even have Nails on my list.
No?
No.
All right, well, good, because I don't remember much other than seeing them.
Okay, Nails, I have seen their shirts all over the place. And they're most of the time when I see them, it's at a metalcore show or a deathcore show. So I've always thought that they are a deathcore or metalcore band. However, they're just death metal.
Okay.
There's not really any core aspect to it, at least not the songs that they played at Milwaukee Metal Fest. But another band that I've wanted to see for a long time. They actually were in Chicago, I think, last year or 2 years ago, and we didn't get to go.
Nails
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like we were doing something else.
Yeah.
Something else. But it's a band, like it's just been a band that I've seen their shirts all over the place. Like I said, it's been at the shows that I like to go to, so I just assumed that they were that type of music. But it was just
but you don't have
death metal
written down that we saw them.
No, I didn't have them on my list.
I had them marked off, so I'm assuming we saw them.
No, I remember seeing them.
Do you? Okay.
I stayed on the ballroom floor, and you went up to the seats and sat during it.
Maybe that's when I fell asleep. I can't remember.
Maybe.
I don't remember their set, honestly.
So maybe you fell asleep.
It's a little bit of a blur.
You were sitting up there. There was like two other people in our box, and then you sat next to them. So you might have just fallen asleep.
I could have. In any case.
I enjoyed it a lot, though.
Okay.
Even though it wasn't what I was expecting from seeing their shirts at other shows, but definitely a band that I want to see again.
Okay.
I don't know. Just a new school death metal sound, and not necessarily like a Amon Amarth death metal sound, if that makes sense.
The next band I have is on the main stage as well, Power Trip.
Power Trip, yeah.
So we probably bounced around a little bit, came back up for Power Trip. I really wanted to see Power Trip. Oh, shit. I'm not wearing any of my vests.
You're not. Oh, and you should have changed them every single day that we talked.
No, definitely not doing that. Yeah, for the boat vests. Every time I go to see a show for a band that was on the boat, I wear the vest. The cool thing this year with Milwaukee Metal Fest is I could wear all 3 years vests because there were bands from all 3 years. Violence for year 1, so I wore year 1 vest for day 1. Day 2, I wore year 3, which had Power Trip, as well as Obituary was on day 1 as well, but I didn't wear that vest. And then Napalm Death, I think they were day 2 as well, but I didn't wear that vest.
And day 3.
And day 3, yeah. After the Burial, who we're going to talk about, they were supposed to be on the boat, but they weren't. But Power Trip, I wore my vests for them.
Yep.
They were the ones that got the vests for this day. It was a good show. It was a good set. I don't remember a whole lot. We met up with other friends.
Yep, that we met from Incarceration, and we've seen at other shows around Chicago. So that was, I think they had just gotten there
Yeah,
Because they did some other stuff in the morning before coming up. So.
And we didn't stay that long for Power Trip.
We didn't.
Because you want to go down for After the Burial.
See, and I figured that this is where you would get mad at me that we waited so long for After the Burial to start and we left Power Trip. Because I was kind of frustrated with myself that we left Power Trip. Sit there or stand there waiting for After the Burial.
I wasn't necessarily pissed at you, but that was definitely a reason I felt a little pissy. But we did leave Power Trip early. The little bit of their set I remember, I enjoyed it. I'm glad we got to see a few songs.
I like Power Trip. They have really good energy. I mean, we've seen them they were on the boat, so we probably saw one or two of their sets on the boat.
At least two, yeah.
But we've seen them at a couple other shows, so this is probably like the 5th time that we've seen them, I would say.
At least one other show outside the boat. I don't know if we've seen
them twice.
Have we?
Yeah.
Once was with Lamb of God in Hammond or one of the casinos.
Yep.
And then there was another time we saw them.
There was.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Anyways, I can't remember. But
maybe incarceration, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was something. Oh, but they put on such a good performance, like such good energy every single time.
Agreed.
And to see them on the ballroom stage, I think was better, in my opinion, better than like a second stage band.
I mean, we were pretty close, so we were in the crowd for this one. If we weren't in the crowd, what's the ballroom look like? I don't know.
Oh, like if it was full?
Yeah. So, but because we were in the crowd, I didn't get the vibe that it was empty by any means.
Yeah.
But if we were in our box and saw that it was not that full.
Well, Saturday was pretty busy in the ballroom almost all day.
Yeah.
Like even for nails, I was in the back because we talk about it all the time. I don't like to fight through the crowd, and we got up there late, so I was in the back. Yeah. But we did go down to the second stage for After the Burial, and you have the times. What time are they supposed to
They're supposed to go on at 8:15.
Okay.
And we got down there about
7:45?
No, about 7:55.
Okay.
It was pretty late. Like we saw most of Power Trip.
Okay. But it did get really frustrating because they probably didn't go on until 8.
It was 30 minutes later. 8:45 is when they finally went on stage.
Okay.
So, like when we get there,
I didn't look at my watch.
I was watching pretty closely because I think it was Sacred Reich that was like 15, 20 minutes late. I remember that.
Okay.
Looking at my watch and all of that.
I heard somebody else say that Havoc was 30 minutes late.
Yep.
That was standing next to us.
So we get down there and we get pretty close to the stage.
Yeah, we're like second row. Yeah.
There weren't a whole lot of people in there by the time we got there because you wanted to make sure you got there early. For
this. I knew where I wanted to stand because I kind of like the second stage so they call it the rave stage, but we say second stage. When you're on stage right, kind of close to the stage, but off to the bar side.
Okay.
So like not like middle, but like.
But on the stage side of the pillars.
Yes.
So that second stage also has pillars on stage right, stage left that hold up the balconies and whatnot.
Yeah. Or if we can't get there, then we like to be on stage right next to the sound stage.
Yep, toward the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but all right, I guess it's not a sound stage, but yeah.
Front house. Yeah.
So I like to be, or I wanted to be up by the stage, not necessarily like rail, but I wanted to be close. So that's why I wanted to leave early. And I told you, like, hey, I'm going to leave early from Power Trip. We've seen them before.
I don't have to, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But you don't have to go with me.
I want to see After the Burial too. I do like their sets. We've seen them a number of times, and I do enjoy their music, and I do enjoy their set. When we get down there and get our spots, there's not a whole lot of people. Straight ahead of us on the stage is some equipment. I don't know what the fuck the equipment was, but you have like 5 people around it with like flashlights shining down at it. Everybody's talking to each other. You have one dude putting the drum kit together, which I think is the drummer of After the Burial.
Yeah.
So putting his own shit together, that's kind of cool. Didn't know that till after he had played.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But we're sitting there, and to me, the biggest hurdle from watching other bands on this stage all day was that drum kit, getting the drum kit set up and getting it situated and getting the mic set up. And I get down there and I see that, and he's still fucking around with it. And it's like, well, at least you have 20 minutes to figure out your drum kit. But then I see all these people working on this equipment. It's like, that's fine. You'll get that figured out. He'll still be fucking with his drum kit because the kits take fucking forever to set up. And he's still fucking around with it. And like, there's got to be so much more to this kit, right? There's barely anything. He's got one bass drum and that's it. But no, his kit is pretty bare bones. There's not a whole lot to it. So he gets done with that. And then people are still fucking around with this little box or something.
Yeah, like right in front of us on the left side of the stage. So stage right. Yeah.
And it's 30 minutes past and they finally take the stage to start playing.
And everybody's yelling like, let's go.
Right.
Like, what the fuck's taking so
People
long?
are starting to get antsy. I'm getting a little pissed.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if you've been at the second stage all day, like I said, even starting with Generation Kill, the first band that we saw, you don't remember the issues, but there was issues.
Just the guitar issue, but again, I chalk that up to,
and the mic issues.
You say that. I don't remember that. But the guitar issues I remember, and I took that more as like it's out of tune. The guitar isn't working. Because he would go back and he'd like fidget with the guitar, like try to tune it. It felt like, I don't know what was going on there.
Maybe it was the chord or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then, so everybody's just getting antsy. And what I was going to say is, like, if you were at the second stage all day and there was these issues all day, then I would understand why some people are like, fire these people, like, get new production people.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but even for Sacred Reich, like, I knew stuff was going on.
Yeah.
And a part of me is like, there's no way you're going to let them take the stage because you have Machine Head coming up at 9:30.
Right.
So 45 minutes for Machine Head to come up.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no way you're going to let them
play for 45 minutes. They were like second to last, right? Well, not counting Agalok, but.
So they went on 8:15. It looks like they're supposed to get over at 9. So 45 minutes.
45 minutes, yeah.
So it's like, there's no way you're going to do that because you're not going to have time to get sound check done for Machine Head. The saving grace for Machine Head, they had the kit already set up.
Yeah, everything was set up and covered like the normal stages for them. So.
In any case, they come on 8:45, and there's issues. The mic for the lead singer doesn't work.
Yep.
So then he goes over to the backup vocals and picks their mic up and starts singing out of that. Good on him for recognizing that.
The guitar's not working, or the guitar's not coming through the amps or the speakers.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would see him play the bottom strings of the guitar because we're like right in front of him, and then he'd move to the top strings, and I swear to God, I heard the top strings come over the PA.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, that's not how this works. Like, it's not going to be string based.
Right.
Later on, you pointed out that's backing track.
Yeah, I was like, now I know that they use backing track for that song.
I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's no way you're going to pick up just the top strings.
So they maybe played a minute of the first song and then they stopped.
Yeah, like, this is not working. Maybe that's when he grabbed the second mic. Because he's like, this mic isn't working.
Yeah. And the drummer got pissed and he just like throws his drumsticks down on the snare and like runs off the stage, but goes off the stage like, fuck this. Like, and then they finally get the guitar working. Yeah,
but like before they do that, like they're trying to get the guitar working, and the lead singer's out there, and he's just vamping.
Yeah,
and he's like, I was singing, I could hear perfectly in my ear, but clearly I was looking out there, and you guys were like not doing shit.
Which is great on them to realize that the crowd was not happy about it.
Yeah. They end up getting shit working somewhat.
Yeah.
They start going into the song again, playing it. They go like 2 or 3 songs in.
2 songs,
and someone in the crowd yells, "Turn it up!"
Yep.
And he's like, "What? Turn?" The singer's like, "Turn? What do you mean turn it up?" And he's like, "The vocals?" And he's like, "Hey, yeah, could we turn the volume up on the vocals for the crowd?" And they turn it up, and he's like, "Yeah, this is I can't remember this.
I don't know the names of any of them, but
the guitarist.
Yeah, the guitarist Mike. So the backing vocals.
He's
basically.
like, yeah. So it's not me that sucks. It's him that sucks. That's why we have these turned down. But at the same time, like front of house should have picked up on like this isn't tuned right. We need to turn this up. So there were a lot of fucking issues there. I will say kudos to After the Burial for working the crowd the way they did. When they were playing, the crowd was super fucking energetic about it. So the crowd, I think the crowd understood that there were technical issues. They were pissed about it, as I would say they should have been pissed about it.
Yeah.
But, After the Burial put on the best show they could given the circumstances.
Right.
And, like, I got to tip my hat to that. Like, they didn't just, like, say, fuck it, we're done. I could have very easily seen them being like, sorry, we can't play.
Between the guitarist in front of us and the drummer, I could see them being like, fuck this. Like,
and
we're done.
At some point, I was waiting for somebody to pull the plug.
Yeah.
Not in the band, but somebody in production being like, we can't do this. You have to tell them this set's canceled. We got to get this shit figured out for Machine Head.
Yeah.
Because again, the day before with Paul Bearer and having their set cut short, I was like, why the fuck was their set cut short and this one's allowed to go on? Like, this didn't start until after they were supposed to be done.
Yeah.
So, like, what the fuck is happening here, folks?
Yeah, I think they played 5 songs total. The first 2 songs I don't know the names of. Then they played Behold the Crown, and then they played a new song, which I do not know, but I'm definitely going to listen to a lot more. And then they played Lost in Static.
Okay, I don't know.
Or something like that. Sorry, maybe that's not the right song. But while they were getting all the issues figured out. They did announce that they're having a new album come out and they're going to tour. So that was exciting. And I think that might have saved some of the crowd from,
maybe
leaving, maybe. I
or
don't
just
know.
finally the music started and now we can have some fun.
The things that I thought of was, yes, we've seen After the Burial before. I really like After the Burial, so I was definitely going to stick around. And we've said this with other bands, but it's like, hopefully people understood that it wasn't their fault that all these issues were happening. But if you hadn't ever heard of After the Burial and that was like the only time that you had seen them, and just be like, fuck it, like this sucks, and then like leave, and then you don't get to hear them. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's where I'm saying, like, I think what they did was great in terms of like vamping with the crowd.
Yeah, that's what I was saying
out.
too. Yeah, that's what I was saying too.
I would say, like, the bass. It was the basses, I think, on the other side doing the backup vocals, not guitar. So
Because the guitarist was in front of us, so it'd be the bassist. Yeah.
They had the bass and the drums working, so instead of just having the singer up there vamping, they could have just jammed a little bit, and I would have enjoyed that personally. But also having him vamp for a bit was good too. If they just had left the stage and not said anything,
that would have been worse.
That would have been a lot worse. Yeah. So again, if this was my first time seeing them, I definitely personally would have been like, shit happens, technical difficulties happening. That's part of the greatness of live music is shit happens. And seeing the bands perform with that and sort of recover from that, that's to me the mark of a really good band that can go out there and do shit like that. So again, tip my hat to After the Burial for, being able to keep the crowd on their side.
And then he did say that they were going to go do their meet and greet, I think at 9:30 or something. And he said, and we're going to stay as long as we have people. So if you bought the meet and greet, like they were going to stay as long as people.
I don't know if they were just doing it also for anybody who showed up because like, fuck it. Like, it sucked. We gotta pay the fans back.
Yeah, we couldn't put on the show that the fans deserve. So.
We didn't do that though. We went up to see Machine Head. Well, we went. I think got food and whatnot.
Yeah, because our whole plan. We're not the biggest fans of Suicidal Tennessee, so we were planning on getting food during that, anyways. So it just kind of worked out, and then we came back for Machine Head.
Yeah, Machine Head back on the second stage.
Yeah. And this is one of the times where Machine Head was the only band playing, right?
No, the bar stage also had
okay.
Nectamasomia?
Okay.
I can't say that. NACHTMYSTIUM. Nactism, maybe.
I don't know.
But no, Machine Head went on, and their set basically started right on time at 9:30.
Yeah.
So it must have been just that side of the stage that was having issues and whatnot.
Yeah.
We talked about this. I'm assuming Machine Head had their sound check earlier.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Like in the morning.
They were like the headliner of that stage. Well,
so they had their shit set up and whatnot. So their set started right on time.
It was packed in there.
It was. We were upstairs for a little bit, and then we ended up going downstairs.
Oh, we were, because we couldn't see anything. So then we went down. And like we talked to somebody, I think, the next day and was like, oh, yeah, I wanted to see. Oh, no, somebody messaged us on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, I wanted to see that set, but I couldn't even get in to see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We left halfway through their set. I think you went upstairs. I went out to get some fresh air or something. I came back in and saw the tail end of the Machine Head set.
Oh, okay.
I was able to get in through the back and just sort of all the way in the back of the room.
Yeah.
But people had started to clear out by that time.
To go upstairs.
For Killswitch Engage.
Yeah.
It was a Machine Head set. I liked it.
Yeah.
The little bit we saw, or the half of it we saw.
I enjoy Machine Head, and I enjoy their shows, and I was kind of disappointed that it was so packed in there. Yeah. It really made me think, like, why were they not on the ballroom stage in one of the other bands?
I thought the same thing. I was thinking, like, why are you not on the ballroom stage? But at the same time, In Flames was down there last year.
They were, and I didn't go to that. And it was
just as packed.
Yeah.
I love it when it's packed down there, but if it gets that busy in that room, you're going to get a bad spot, or you might not get in at all, which is a little dissatisfying as like a fan and whatnot. But I love the rave, but the rave also isn't good for these sort of side stages like that.
I mean, if you sell tickets that would fill the ballroom,
right?
That all those people are not going to fit on that second stage or the bar stage. So,
or have good viewing because you're going to be behind the pillars or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I love the rave. I love Milwaukee Metal Fest. I love how they have everything set up. But that is one aspect of it where I'm like, this would be better if it was like an outdoor festival where it's just an open field.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There was some parts of Saturday. Maybe it's all the issues, or I don't know what it was, but I felt like the vibe was off.
Yeah, Saturday. I wasn't vibing that well either. Again, just the morning being super tired from the day before, not feeling all that well when I first got there, like being over like heated and whatnot, and then all through the day and through the festival as well, the flow just felt off to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's because of the times and whatnot. I kind of remember the past years, and I could be getting the boat mixed up with this, where I thought it was the main stage was the only thing happening. And then after the main stage, you had the bar stage and the second stage going on.
Do I kind of remember that we'd have to pull up some set lists from the or set times from the past couple years, but I feel like it was the same thing.
The boat is definitely like that, or at least I don't know if it was last year, but the first couple of years of the boat was where the main stage was going on and then all the other stages, which I love. It's a festival. You're not going to be able to see everything, but if you're on the main stage, that should be the main draw.
Right.
But then I'm thinking like Incarceration, you have the main stage and then you have that small side stage.
Yeah.
So I go back and forth, but the flow all weekend felt very off to me, where I would leave the main stage, go down to the second stage, and they had just wrapped up.
Yeah.
Or the bar stage had just wrapped up.
Like the times got off.
Or vice versa. I'd leave the second stage, I'd go up to the main stage, and they just got wrapped up.
That's true, because I remember in the years past, it was like you go from this stage and then you had 5 minutes to get to the other stage and then back and forth. And this year it was so overlapped. And we talked to other people that said that they didn't like the overlap either.
It felt like I missed so much because I would go to the stage expecting there to be music for 15 minutes or something. And, we haven't started yet, or we just finished.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, now there's 2 changeovers here. The bar stage is going on, but everybody's now in the bar stage and I can't get in there. So like, it felt very weird this weekend for sure.
Off,
I left Machine Head, went up to the main stage, the ballroom, and you were there already. We ran into those friends again.
Yep. We were like
from the camping
center
festival
stage, kind of.
Center left, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, a little left. Yeah. Because we weren't in the pit, but
but we were in the crowd again, so that was really awesome.
Yeah.
Killswitch Engage took the stage like right on time as well.
They did, yeah.
I was expecting them to get pushed back a little bit because I felt like that's what happened last year with In Flames. Is that
In Flames and Slaughter didn't start or whatever.
Right, Slaughter, whoever was after In Flames, they gave that little bit of buffer time for people to see In Flames. Where this year I felt like it was boom right on time. Like they didn't give a shit about
the second stage.
But then again, like based on the lineup, there really isn't that overlap to do that. So it felt like Machine Head and Killswitch went off on a hitch on terms of like starting times and whatnot. And Killswitch was a fun set. I really did enjoy their set.
I enjoyed it. I mean, we started. At least I did. I started listening to Killswitch when Howard Jones was the vocalist.
Same. Yep.
And so whenever we hear, or like, we've only seen Killswitch 3 times, I think, right?
Maybe a little bit more. No, more for sure. We saw 2 times with the Disturbed tour with Howard Jones.
Oh, right.
Way back when,
yeah.
And then a couple times this last year.
Yeah, that's right. So, but the last 3 times that we've seen them, and I don't know his name. Do you? The vocal, Jesse Leach. Jesse Leach, yes. As soon as I said I didn't know, I was like, wait, no, it's Jesse Leach. So I don't know. The times that we've seen him or seen them now, I just, every single time I hear like some of the songs, I'm like, I like Howard better.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a vocal thing. I mean, we've talked to people about 3 Days Grace, how they were like before Adam came back, it was like, or Matt.
I agree, but I do feel like I like Howard's voice a little better as well.
Yeah.
But I think Jesse sings those songs very well and with respect for sure. I think.
Oh no, I think so too. It's a preference thing.
No, agreed. 100% agreed. 100% agreed. But at the same time, I still really do enjoy Jesse Leach as well as a frontman and his vocals. It was a standard set for.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. The energy in the crowd was crazy though.
Yeah, it was. Really good.
All weekend, most of the crowds were crazy. I mean, because they were kids, they could run for 12 hours straight.
They have the energy, yes. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up day 2.
Yeah, day 2. Because Agalloch played on the second stage as like the last band that played. That was their second set that they did, because they also played day 1 on the main stage earlier in the day. Our friends were leaving. We kind of were like,
I was tired. I was done.
We were just ready to go back.
My feet were beat. I was ready to go to bed, and I was like, fuck this, I'm done. Yeah. Again, that set didn't start till 11:30 and ran till I think 12:30.
Yeah.
So they got an hour set for that, which is just as much almost as Killswitch.
Yeah.
So again, it's weird to me that your headliner isn't really your headliner.
Right.
It's so fucking weird to me.
It'll be interesting next year what they do.
It will be, yeah. The next night, they had the same thing, but it got over just after Ministry did.
Yeah, they
on
were
that
like
second
they were
stage.
kind of like at the same time. Yeah.
They started after Ministry, but they had a smaller set
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I think that's going to then take us into day 3,
Yeah.
Sunday.
Let me look at the list again to see what we saw on Sunday.
Yeah, and Ministry was the headliner. So let us talk about day 3.
So Sunday we got up a little earlier.
A
But
little bit, yeah.
Well, we got up earlier, but then we went and got lunch and sat at the bar for a couple hours.
Yeah. The first band we saw, though, was on the bar stage.
Yep.
Dark Horse Prophet.
Yep.
Every year, it feels like at Milwaukee Metal Fest, there's always a sort of radio rock, radio metal band.
Yeah.
And this year I hadn't heard one. This was the first radio rock, radio metal band that was sort of, that we heard. And I fucking loved them. I thought they were great. I always look forward to those sort of bands at Milwaukee Metal Fest because they're so different than everything else.
Than all the other bands.
And
Yeah.
it's just a good sort of palate cleanser, I say, every now and then. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, this is just good, solid music. It's not super heavy. It's not like, I love to hear this. Now we can start diving back into like the super heavy shit. But I do really enjoy this type of music. So I really, really liked their set.
I have no notes for them, so.
Well, you also came in a little late because you went to the bathroom or something and then ran into some boat people.
Oh, I did, yeah.
And-
Yeah, I saw somebody from the boat that we met. Yeah. on the
While
boat,
they were
so.
playing, you were gone. And I was like,
Yeah.
Did you sneak in, hear a little bit of their music? I was like, fuck this, I'm done.
Oh, no.
And I was honestly getting a little pissed. It was like, I went to all your shit fucking music that you wanted to hear and stood there and heard all your deathcore shit. And as soon as you hear any sort of radio music, you're like, fuck this, I'm done. And that was sort of in the back of my head, but you eventually showed up.
I did. I was going to the restroom and I happened to run into somebody that we knew, so I talked.
Yes. And you are very Midwestern talk. Like goodbye for you is a 30-minute conversation. It's very annoying sometimes, but whatever. Different issue altogether. Back to the band. I will say Sunday as a whole was very light in terms of the amount of people.
Sure. And I had heard people say, I'm not buying a Sunday ticket
Right.
or I'm not going Sunday.
And it was definitely apparent here for Dark Horse Prophet
Yeah.
because there was very, very, very few people
Yeah.
in the bar stage. And again, that's a very small stage to begin with. If you can fill that room, the energy is insane. If you can't fill the room, it's
Weird.
kind of weird.
Yeah. It's like a house band playing
Yeah.
sometimes.
And they kind of fucked around with it. There was one part their last song, I think, they played that and they had like an intro bit and it's like a hard pause with like the guitar riff and the drums and then just like a stop.
Yeah.
And the crowd was completely silent. And the singer's like, there's more to it, folks. And like they were having fun with it at the same time of like, they even called it out at the beginning of like, this is going to be different than everything else you've heard this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out and checking us out. And like
they knew that they were the different music.
yeah, and they didn't let it affect them.
Yeah.
They very easily could have been like, why the fuck aren't you giving us energy? Why, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's bands like that
We've seen bands like that. Yeah.
that are like, I don't get the energy, so fuck that. Why am I
Yeah.
wasting my time
Yeah.
here? They weren't that way. They were like, whatever, you're not that into us necessarily, but we're still going to give it our all and try to win you over. I enjoyed their music a lot. It's a band that I would definitely see again if they come through town. So
yeah, I'll have to check them
keep
out.
an eye
'Cause
out.
I only remember like 5 minutes of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But that same sort of energy, I guess let me go to the second stage for Face Yourself.
Face Yourself,
Is this
yeah.
the female lead vocal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had heard of Face Yourself because of the music that I listened to and stuff. I was so surprised to walk in and see that it was a female lead, honestly.
Because you can't tell when
Because
she's
I couldn't
singing.
tell. Yeah. But then once I saw her up there, then I could pick it up and be like, oh yeah, like you can hear that these parts are more of a female vocals and stuff. But otherwise, I mean, I've probably listened to Face Yourself for a couple years and I did not know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Like I don't know their songs that well.
But like when
But
they come
I know
on.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just something that I guess I'm not into where other people are, where they want to look up the band and look at the history and like all that stuff. And I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I mean, we don't really do that. We're just
Eventually
like,
we will once we like listen to you enough.
yeah.
But it takes a while for sure. Like,
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just like, oh, it comes up on Spotify and I'm going to listen to it because I enjoy it. Sort
Exactly.
Of thing. So
I enjoyed their set. I did enjoy their set a lot.
I did too. The thing that I noticed, and this starts with when we went into for Face Yourself, but because of how the crowd is all weekend, there was nobody in the middle of the room.
So
It's
yeah,
like you have your 4 to 5 rows up by the stage, and then you have the people that are back by the sound stage or sound front of house because of the pits in the middle. And Face Yourself was the one time that I noticed it where I'm like, yes, there's pits, but you can really fill that in and like have smaller, like a smaller area.
I noticed that a lot as well, even before bands would take the stage, with the exception of like your headliners and like the ballroom for Acid Bath and Killswitch Engage. Those did fill up, and then the pits would open up.
Yeah.
Which is how I, grew up, how old man Brian grew up going to shows. The crowd would fill in every space they could. And our co-host is here, Andy.
He's ready for dinner.
Yes. In any case, be good. Once the music then would start, you'd have the big push forward, the big push back, sort of the ebb and flow.
Yeah, like you get the jostling of the crowd and
And
everything.
then you would get the pits that would open like in different spots. Not necessarily always the same spot.
Yeah.
Lately, though, and it's not just Milwaukee Metal Fest, I've been seeing this at a lot of shows where you have sort of fills up in the front, like you were saying, then a big gap, and then fills up behind that. And people don't fill that big gap in the middle because they expect the pit to open there and they don't want to be too close to the pit.
I mean, honestly, I'm that way. I'm like, if I know it's going to be a pit band, I'll stand off to the side.
I think it's more of the hardcore aspect now.
That's true.
It's the hardcore kids coming in and doing the Karate Kid shit.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people are trying to avoid that.
Yeah, nobody wants to get punched in the face.
If it was just the ping pong mosh pit, like the thrash pits, I heard somebody call them once.
Thrash pits?
I think that's what I saw one. I call them the ping pong pits. I like those the most.
Yeah.
Push pits or something like that, whatever you call it.
Yeah, I've heard push pits.
To me, that's sort of like the go-to pit.
Yeah.
But hardcore seems to be gaining in popularity, and you have the Karate Kids go out there and do their gymnastics routine and whatnot because they're cool and tough and all that shit. I don't know. I hate those, but I think that's what's happening here. And I really, really, really fucking hate it so much because you would look down there at the pit and be like, what the fuck is going on here? And a few times I would like step forward and like nobody else around me would come up and it's like, God damn it, what the fuck is wrong with people?
I think it was Face
Just
Yourself.
fill the space.
I think it was Face Yourself. You went off to stage right, kind of like where we saw after the barrel. And I didn't notice that you walked up there. I thought you were behind me.
Oh, yeah.
And then I like look back and you're not there. And I was like, well, maybe he went to the bathroom or something.
With Face Yourself, though, I do feel like it was just, there wasn't the crowd to fill the space.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't a crowd, but you could, there was enough people that you could have filled in a little bit.
All in all, though, their set was awesome. I liked their music.
Yeah.
But then we head up to the main stage for Surefire.
Surefire, yeah.
Again, going back to Dark Horse Prophet, there wasn't anybody in the ballroom for this.
No, yeah. I kind of felt bad for them because, so they played last year or 2 years ago for the pre-party.
Oh,
was
did
it
they?
Last year?
I don't think so, but okay.
Okay.
In any case, they played a pre-party.
Yeah, so they played before. But even before they started, Surefire like posted on Instagram or whatever a picture from the balcony, or before Milwaukee Metal Fest started, from the balcony looking at the main stage saying, this is a childhood dream. Like, we've been dreaming of playing here because they're from Milwaukee.
Yeah, okay.
I was a little concerned going into Milwaukee Metal Fest because I think the week before they posted on Instagram saying, we're looking for a bassist and a drummer.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, you guys are supposed to be playing Milwaukee Metal Fest. Like, are you going to show up sort of thing? They did show up. They still don't have a bassist. And they do have a drummer, but I don't know if it's just like a fill-in drummer or what. But so I was a little concerned if they were going to play or not. But
you said you were a little, not disappointed, but you felt sorry for them or something because of like all of that. That's what you just started this off with. Like, I felt bad for them. You felt bad for them.
I felt bad for them because there just wasn't the crowd there. And it wasn't like people were, they could have been somewhere else, but there just wasn't the crowd.
Yeah. It was like, a light day all around.
Yeah.
I felt that a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Felt bad for them a little bit. But then at the same time, just like Dark Horse Prophet, I kind of didn't because they worked the stage and the crowd very well, given the type of crowd they had. So while I felt bad that the crowd wasn't there for them, at the same time, I, again, tipped the hat of like, they didn't let it affect their show. They put on a great fucking show.
And they're a small band to work that big stage.
Right. So,
when I say small band, like young band.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything against them.
No,
It's just
no.
sort of the day itself was very, very light.
Yeah.
As the day went on, it did fill up a little bit more, but even at the peak of like people being there, it was a very light day for sure.
Yeah. On day 2, we talked about Insight. Was it day 2? Day 1.
Day 1, yeah.
Talking about Insight and like being a lot like Randy from Lamb of God. Seeing, and I don't know what his name is, but seeing the vocalist for Surefire, I think his idol is Will Ramos.
Okay.
Because you can, there's a lot of times during the song or like during the performance that you can get that from,
You get that vibe.
from what he's doing, which I think is great because like if just like what we were saying off of the Insight with Randy thing is like if you have an idol or a person you look up to and you're like I want to strive for that.
Yeah, you're gonna pick mannerisms from them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great fucking set.
Yeah.
I enjoyed their music more than I thought I would.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Because I was going to say, like, if they're either at the rave or something, I want to check them out again because I enjoy their music a lot.
Who do you have listed next that we went to?
Visceral Disgorge.
Okay, I don't remember a whole lot. What do you have for notes?
Pig squeals and breakdowns.
Okay.
That's all I have.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember them. Like, if I'm picturing, you know what I mean? Like, in my head, I can't picture them.
Okay.
So I don't.
Yeah, it's running
Was it the
fuzzy
second
for me.
stage?
Yes, that was on the second stage.
Second stage.
After that, we went back to the Blickety Blick bar stage. And who did we see there?
Lecturous Nocturne?
Probably getting that name wrong.
Lecherous?
You said it better than I could. Yeah.
It's almost like a leech, but Lecherous Nocturne.
In any case, you're saying that better than I would have. What do you have for them?
That they were, we only heard a few songs because I remember walking in and they were already playing, but they're like extreme death metal. That's all I wrote down.
Okay.
Do you remember them?
No.
I think this is where like you kind of went to the center stage in the middle. I stood by the speaker and then I went and sat down.
Oh, yes. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Right. I do remember that. I remember being in the crowd.
It was almost the same thing where like the center was just open and you kind of went
I
and stood
enjoyed
by there.
it. I remember that, but I can't tell you anything else about their set.
Yeah.
I can't tell you about the next set, Primitive Man.
Yeah.
Which, have we seen them before? Were they at a Decibel?
Ooh, maybe.
This sounds so familiar that we would have seen them.
I know that they've been at Reggie's twice and we have not went either time that they've been there. But we could have seen them at Decibel or something. I don't remember seeing them though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in any case, I loved them. They were so fucking good. Definitely like doomy and just sound noise and just this really weird aesthetic. I ended up getting lost in my own thoughts while listening to them
Because of the
their
projector?
Their background. So that's one thing that's new this year. Every stage, except for the bar stage, so the main stage and the second stage, had like LED screens behind them. And it was very apparent for the second stage more than anything because it would have sort of the Milwaukee Metal Fest logo and like the
blue grape or
blue
whatever.
grape logo and whatnot on there. But then when the band would take the stage, they'd put their logo up on it. And it was just sort of an LED screen. And for Print of the Man, it was sort of the staticky haze of the TV as you're just going through TV and just sort of like shh. And I think it also had like images that would like pop in and out of.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And then on top of that, they had a projector at the front of house projecting onto them as well, which was even more of that sort of static. So it made this really cool effect if you're watching that, but then you see the static all around you as well. It was great fucking stage setup. The music plus that imagery just made my mind sort of trip and wander a little bit. So this is a band that I could see just putting on and again,
And just
take an
sitting
edible
back.
and just sit back and zone the fuck out for this. I fucking loved their set so much. So of the day, this is definitely a top show for me for sure. Or top set for me for sure.
Thanks, buddy.
After that, we did stop in for Dead by Wednesday in the bar stage.
Yeah, for a couple songs.
They were there the first year, and I remember loving them the first year. It was toward the end of their set, and it was a good set and whatnot. They ended up doing a Wall of Death.
Yeah,
so I was like, fuck that, I'm done.
I did put in here. Is that why you wanted to leave?
Yeah.
So I put in here, that was surprising to me, the first Wall of Death of the weekend that we had seen.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
saying
true.
no other band did it. It's just the first one we saw. Where we've been to other shows or other festivals where it's like every
fucking
single
band.
band is doing them, and it's so fucking annoying.
I'm just over the Wall of Death. Like they're cool, but at the same time, it's so overdone. And honestly, Dead by Wednesday to me isn't the music for a Wall
I don't
of
think
Death.
so either.
So I get what they're doing. I get why people do it. It is cool to look at, but every single fucking set is just it gets gimmicky at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. After that though, we do go up to the main stage for All Shall Perish, a band I've never listened to. I don't know anything about other than they're going to be on the boat. So I was excited to listen to them. Good fucking old school death metal.
Yes.
So fucking good.
Agreed. And I put on here that I cannot wait for the boat sets. And I even looked them up. And like, I think the first night they're on the pool deck as like the only band playing. So I'm like, oh no, the first, I don't know. I don't know when the times are, but it's like, I was looking up the times because I'm like, I kind of want to see all their sets.
Okay.
Because maybe not the third one because it's on the Magnum stage.
Oh, that'd be fun.
It could be fun, but
I haven't looked that close at the sets, so I don't know.
I haven't either. I just did it.
Definitely going to
for
check
this.
out one of them, but
Yeah.
I like that smaller set
Yeah.
for sure.
The
Smaller stage.
Magnum stage.
Yeah.
I like it because they have the seats next to it, so
Oh, yeah.
I just sit and listen. I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm not a fan of standing up there because it's just so small. But
Great fucking set though. I can't wait to see them again. We head back down for Nectosomy?
Noctism. I don't know.
Getting that name mixed up as well. NACHTMYSTIUM.
Noctmistum.
In any case, they were on the second stage, so we went back down to see them. I don't remember a whole lot. Do you have any notes?
Death Doom sounding again.
Okay.
And I think they had the steel guitar.
Oh, right. Yes,
Yeah,
I do
like
remember
off to the
that.
side, remember?
Oh, I
And
remember
you could
loving
pick it
these
up.
guys.
Yeah, like you
Yes.
could pick it up in the instrumentals of the Doom aspect of the songs.
Yes, I remember this now because even in between, they're like, "Yeah, we're like a garage band. We hopefully it comes off sounding that way. That's our goal. We're not super professional." This is again me paraphrasing, but basically, like we're just up here fucking around, having a good time. I forgot about that. I remember the steel guitar being like, I've never seen a steel guitar in a metal band. That's fucking awesome. I remember liking these guys a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
I liked it too. That's a band that I would check out again. And I think you said that they were on night one on the bar stage. Is that right?
Oh, is that who was on the bar stage night one?
Go back to like headlining. No.
No.
Okay, go to night two.
Yes, that was night one. Yes, on the bar stage.
Yeah, so we saw them on the second stage, but so there's a few bands that played multiple times. on
Allegok,
different,
they did.
Yeah.
Napalm Death did,
Yeah.
which that was our next band was
Yeah.
Napalm Death.
And so did like the Frog Band or something that was on Sunday.
Oh,
They got put in where the one that didn't show up
okay. I don't see him on Sunday.
on the bar stage.
Nope. Oh, Frog Mullet.
Yes,
Mallet.
yeah.
Frog Mallet. Yeah,
Frog
yeah.
Mallet. Yeah, they played on Friday for the band that didn't show up. I
Yeah.
don't remember their name.
But like I said, then we go up to Napalm Death to see their set.
Yeah, we sat in the seats for this.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Napalm Death. Their music is starting to grow on me more and more. I love the banter he does in between the songs the most. The bar stage had a lot of people on there, or the main stage had a lot of people up there. But there was a lot of open space. This definitely feels like a second stage or bar stage band. I get why they're on the main stage. They are a very prominent band. They've been around forever, so I get why they've earned that slot.
Yeah.
However, that's a large room. They would be much better in a smaller room, personally, I think.
Yeah.
So I wish that would have been moved to a smaller stage so we could have seen that. A second stage, maybe.
Yeah, out of every set of Napalm Death that we've seen, which is probably 4 now.
For you, I've seen a few more than you have because of the boat.
Oh, the boat. Yeah. I don't even think I saw them on the boat.
I don't
So I
think
was
you
like, I
did,
didn't
no.
want to. But anyways, so out of every set, I enjoyed this one the most. And it could be just because we were sitting. And so
Okay.
I could just sit back and listen and not necessarily be like, I mean, we just saw them a couple weeks ago at
Dark Lord Days.
Dark Lord Days. And by the time that they went on, which wasn't late at night, but it was the end of the day, I was just like, come on, like, when's this gonna be over? Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is the one that I enjoyed the most. I did listen to the banter. I do enjoy that. I understand what you're saying there.
Yep.
And I enjoyed watching the crowd because they went crazy for that. So.
But then after that, we head back down to the second stage for Devourment. Again, not too many memories in my head until you start telling me shit.
The only thing I have for this is the vocalist. I don't know anything about this band, but the vocalist just looked like your average grandpa that you would see out in society.
Yeah, that's not ringing a bell to me at all.
Okay. I mean, it's just like death metal. I don't know. That's all I remember. But I could not focus on the music because I just kept thinking like, my grandpa worked at Maytag. What does your grandpa do?
So you just viewed him as a grandpa.
Yes, I did. And I was just like, what's your grandpa do? Or, whatever. I don't know. I had this whole thing in my head that I wanted to say on the podcast. Now it's not coming off right. But it's like, my grandpa picks squills into a microphone. Like.
All right. I don't remember that at all.
This is when the part of the day where it just like kind of gets to the point of like, I'm just done.
Okay.
I'm ready to be done to go home.
Interesting. All right. I don't remember them that much. I remember Dead Guy a little bit, which is the next band we saw also on the second stage.
Yeah, because you tried to go to we tried to go to Green Jelly and like it was out the door. Like you could not get in.
So I got in on the side of the bar stage.
Okay.
And it was packed. I was on stage right all the way where they have like the equipment typically.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of room I could squeeze in there. There was a fuck ton of people on the stage, like fans just bouncing around having fun from what I could see. There was a fuck ton of pool noodles in the center in the pit going up in the air, bouncing around and shit. And then a bunch of inflatable like rafts and shit. The vibe I got was if Gwar did Kids Bop. Is sort of the vibe or the style I got.
Oh my gosh.
I was not into this at all. So I was like, fuck that, I'm done. The pool noodle gimmicky thing was sort of like, what the fuck?
And all those came in for Dead Guy later.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the inflatable like puff raft thingies. I was like, what the fuck is like the pool toys and whatnot? I was like, what the fuck is all this gimmicky bullshit?
It almost seems like somebody. So from the number of pool noodles that were there for the remainder of the day, it almost seemed like somebody just went to the dollar store and bought an entire box. Of
if
pool
not more, yeah.
Yeah.
And the same thing was the day before. There was a gimmicky thing with like all the Santa hats and like the plushies.
Yeah.
And our friends from the boat, we met them earlier on Sunday and talked to them. I can't remember what band they told us did that. It was like a whole thing that they do. The other thing that band does after their show is throw out garbage bags to help clean up the venue and whatnot, which cool that they're doing that. Kind of shitty you have to clean up after yourself because people just throw their glasses around.
Yeah.
That really fucking pisses me off at shows, honestly. The amount of fucking trash on the ground when it's over because dipshits just throw their beer on the ground. I fucking hate that. It's a pet peeve of mine. In any case, I do remember at Machine Head the night before where he's like, I don't know what the fuck's up with all these Santa hats, but I love it.
Oh, yeah, he did say that, yeah.
Which is kind of funny because that exact night as well, at another show outside of Milwaukee Metal Fest, is the Banana Man incident that happened.
Oh,
I don't know if you've seen much about that.
Yeah, I did a lot where some guys...
At like a hardcore show.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a 666 on that with our opinions or our thoughts on it. I know there's a lot of people out there, we don't necessarily like to follow the trend per se.
Know. We'll see.
But I've got some thoughts on that.
Okay.
And that whole gimmicky thing with the Santa hats and these pool noodles, I wasn't vibing with that. I wasn't dealing with it. I didn't like it. But yeah, Dead Guy happened. They bring all those pool noodles in from Green Jelly and throw them in the middle of the pit. And then you just see people pick them up and start sword fighting.
Yeah.
One kid picks him up and just starts beating the fucking ground with this fucking pool noodle. Security eventually comes over and talks to him like, yeah, you can't fucking... And he calms down a little bit. I don't know. Must have been a hardcore kid or something that got to be manly. I don't know.
Me, man.
Yeah, basically. I don't remember a whole lot from Dead Guy. I don't think I liked it. I feel like it was kind of more punky.
It was punky.
Okay.
So we sat in the second balcony in the
No,
middle.
that was Siko Miko.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So did we sit off to the side?
We may have sat off to the side. Yeah, we sat off on the side because that's when another guy came up to us.
Oh, yeah.
To message us on Instagram and talks to us on Instagram. And he chatted with us for a little bit.
The only notes that I have here is it was very punky. It seemed like they had two hype guys off to the side.
Oh, yes, I remember this because we went outside for a bit and I came back in and stood in the back And that hype guy would actually do backup vocals every now and then as well.
But like sitting down, like leaning into the mic.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
Yeah.
And then there was a point where the second hype guy, the guitarist who we saw at the bar actually earlier in the day, we didn't talk to him, but he was there, got into the pit with his guitar and was like running around.
I don't remember that.
And then the second hype guy, like he threw his guitar onto the stage and that guy picked it up and started playing. So I don't know what was going on. I didn't care for it. Like just the vibe of the music and stuff. It just wasn't my vibe.
Fair.
Mean, I did stay and watch like the whole thing. But
I would agree with that. Maybe I left to get a beer or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
We stayed up there also for that Psycho Miko.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts here? Another kind of punky aspect.
Yeah, I didn't like them either. I just didn't understand it. All they did was run back and forth.
So they
on
had
the stage.
They had two singers, and I was lost on this: a female and a male singer. And they would just pace back and forth.
Yeah, like
trading spots.
Skip back and forth.
Like
yeah.
he'd be on stage right, she'd be on stage left, and they'd walk and pass each other, and they'd switch sides.
But it wasn't walking; it was like skipping.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And they'd do that constantly, but then every now and then they'd get. All right, I don't know where I was. Dealt with the cat real quick, got him some food and all that fun shit. In any case, but there'd be times where they'd like sync up and they'd be pacing back and forth at the same rate. I didn't like that. I didn't get
where they were just running at the same time.
Yeah. I did not like that at all. I will say, watching them, I enjoyed the music. I did enjoy the music itself.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy the performance. But I started thinking during their show, this kind of reminds me of Wargasm UK.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say, Psycho Miko, I think that's his name, Psycho Miko, I enjoyed their music better than Wargasm UK. However, I prefer the performance of Wargasm UK over Psycho Miko.
Okay. Yeah.
So if I can meld those two together in one act, that's what I would like.
Yeah.
The music I thought was great. I loved the bass. I loved the drums. The singing, I will say that I felt like all weekend long, for the most part, the acoustics and the audio and just the sound was off for me all weekend on all stages, not just the main stage or second stage. So I did feel like the mics were very, very low on the second stage here today.
Yeah, I would agree there.
It seems like they're having those same technical problems as well. So,
but they weren't like 15 minutes behind.
No.
So I mean that was 15, 20 minutes behind.
Yeah.
But so that was better. But yeah, the sound was very low.
The sound was definitely off for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we have one left, Ministry, the headliner of the night. Integrity, like we said, was sort of on the second stage. They started at 10 and went to about like 10:05. Ministry was 9:30, and they were supposed to go to like 9:15 or something. Ministry
10:15.
Ministry got done as we were walking out. Integrity was wrapping up their set as well.
I think I heard them say like, "This is our last one" or whatever. So
in any case, Ministry was awesome. I loved their set. I will say we talked to a few friends on Friday, and they were debating if they're going to come up on Sunday to see Ministry, and they kept saying, I'd love to see him one more time before they call it quits. And I was like, what do you mean call it quits? I think he has a history in radio, so I think he's got some insight that we might not have. But it sounded like he thought Ministry was about to wrap up their career. And I will say, Al was a little slow. It wasn't the same performance I saw 2 years ago by any means. Yeah. I still enjoyed the set. I loved the music. I enjoyed the set. It just didn't have that same energy I saw a couple years ago. So I would love to see their own tour to see if it's a different vibe or whatnot. But I'm just glad I got to see it again for one last time too. I'm
glad that you enjoyed it. I did not enjoy it at all.
No?
No. There was like, so sometimes like with the acoustics and stuff, like all I can hear is the ticking of the drum. And that's all I heard. And the vocals, I could not understand anything with the vocals.
Okay.
Like it just, but you were saying the same thing. Like it just wasn't mixed well.
Yeah.
Which I know comes off sometimes with live music. So, it happens. But I checked out after like 2 songs, and I was like,
I was a little closer to the stage. You had backed up a little bit.
And the only reason why I backed up is because I'd seen from other performances on the main stage where like the crowd, the pit was huge, and so they would do like circle pits and stuff like that in there, but then like people would go into the crowd and do that ping pong pit thing that you were talking about,
I thought that was kind of cool because that happened a few times where you had that massive oval that never filled in,
Yep.
and you had like the circle pits happen there, and the Karate Kids would do that thing. But then it felt like right next to that there were the kids who are the people who wanted like the ping pong pit, and they started their own, and it was these weird like two separate pits, two separate vibes that were melding. I liked that.
No, I did too. Like that's
But you
that's
wanted to be away from it.
But by that point on Sunday night at 10 o'clock or whatever time it was, I just didn't want to deal with it. Like, I just didn't have the energy to deal with it. So I was like, I was looking around. I was like, I'm going to move off to the side. That never happened by you. I don't know if it happened anywhere in the
It
crowd,
did happen a little bit over
Okay.
To my right, just a bit. Not like super far, but also not super close.
So I was just like, I could have stood up there, but I was fine. I walked around a lot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ministry. I don't think you enjoy their music as much as I do by any means, just in general.
No.
The industrial aspect of it, I love what they do. So
I'm glad you enjoyed it, though.
I did enjoy it, and I'm glad we stayed for that for sure.
Well, yeah, we would have stayed.
That's true.
I don't think we would have left.
No. But yeah, that wraps up all the bands we saw. We tried to make this quick, but we ended up rambling quite a while, as we always do.
Before we record, we're like, I don't know, I might say like 2 things about each band and move on, but we always go on tangents.
But then wrap it up real quick at the end of the episode. Let's talk a little bit about things we liked, things we didn't like, I guess. The first off, I think we've hinted at this quite a bit, is the box that we got, the reserved seats.
Well, you can tell that we only mentioned like 3 times or 4 times that we went up to them.
Yeah, we didn't go up that often. They are very pricey.
Yeah. What did we pay? Over $1,000.
Just over $1,000. Yeah. Not something we're going to do again.
No.
When they announced the box seats, that was the only balcony they had announced.
Yeah.
So in past years, they had those reserved box seats, and then they had GA balcony. And off on all the way on right and all the way on the left, they would have like 4 or 5 boxes.
So I thought about this because the first year we went up there, they had like 5 of them on each side open. So there's plenty of seats to sit down. I can't remember the last couple, but last year, I can't remember the year between, but last year, at one point, there was only 2 open.
Oh, really?
And they were all, rest of them were like blocked off for reserved until Sunday night. Then they had more open.
Okay.
So this year, I thought maybe they weren't going to do any of them open, and they were all going to be reserved.
Well, those ones all the way on, like all the way to the left or all to the right, they're really shitty. You can't see the stage at all.
Yeah, and we would just use them to like sit to have a break, especially if it's a band that we wanted to hear, but we didn't necessarily need to see.
We needed a little recovery time and whatnot. Other ways we would like hang behind the boxes, in center stage and whatnot.
Yeah.
Our box was stage right center almost.
Almost, yeah.
So
it goes A, B, D.
Something like that.
And then the other side's like A, C. It's like odds and evens kind of.
I don't remember what it was. It's something like that.
So we were like second from center.
Yeah, so we were pretty close. Or not pretty close. We were pretty center.
Yeah.
The seat itself was really good. The other thing is like you don't get to pick who you're by.
Yeah.
So we had 2 very, very large gentlemen. Like we're bigger people ourselves. Not this big. These are large people that if they were on Southwest, they would be buying 2 seats to go on the plane. And like nobody was up in the seats in the back of our box. So we're like, you guys can just spread out and have those seats. We'll sit back here. And if whoever these seats belong to, we'll get up and go somewhere else. That was a little a little irritating to me.
Yeah. Because we purposely wanted the front so that we were like in front.
And also we paid for those seats.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck should we have to like...
But if those 2 guys sat next to each other, first of all, I don't think that they would fit next to each other. And then if we tried to sit there too, it would have been like, we would have been like so squished.
So that was very frustrating to me. It's like we paid all this money and we can't even utilize our seats in a comfortable manner because these other gentlemen are fucking massive.
And I remember before going, I was like, I hope that if like we're up there, we're not by people that talk because we hate people talking. And again, if you have seats, you don't really get to pick who's by you. So
that was a dissatisfier as well. The fact that you'd be paid so much was a dissatisfier. And that sort of leads me into my next complaint is the ticket process. There's so many different types of tickets that it's very confusing, and they don't announce all the tickets at once. This week, here's the ticket type we have. Show up next week, and here's the ticket type we have. And then the next week, here's a third ticket type we have.
We even talked to somebody who bought, because for alumni who have been before, they released some tickets that were like $180 for the entire weekend, but it was only GA.
Yeah.
No upgrades. And it said on there, no upgrades. So we didn't buy those. We could have saved some money because turns out you can upgrade later. But like we didn't buy those and we spent the extra 50 some dollars
Right.
because of that. But it's like, I don't know. It's just that I love Milwaukee Metal Fest. I feel like they are so disorganized.
Yes, agreed.
Every year there's been disorganization somewhere in the process.
And like this is year 3. You should understand
4.
Well, sure. All right. This is year 4. But even like leading up to this, you've had 3 under your belt.
Yeah.
You should have an idea of what tickets you're going to sell and what types of tickets you're going to have. Release all of those, or at least tell people of what those types are going to be ahead of time.
Yeah.
The fact that it's like, it really feels like a high school project of like, this week we're going to do this. This week we're like, it's ADHD to its max of like all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
The other thing is with our box tickets, we paid so much for this. We got a lanyard and a poster, and that's all we got.
Yeah. I thought we were supposed to get like a VIP bag.
Yeah, I don't know. Other people getting like the VIP bags and whatnot with a bunch of goodies. I think those were the meet and greets.
I think so too.
So at the same time, it's like it would be cheaper just to buy a meet and greet.
Yeah, because you get the balcony, you just don't have a reserved seat.
Do you get a balcony with that?
I think so.
So yeah, then it'd be better.
Because it's a VIP meet and greet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is the second stage has a balcony as well. You have a left and a right balcony on the wings,
And
then
those
you
just have
center
like
stage.
chairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the center stage is like the folding like movie
Stadium
theaters.
seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the first year, because if you got GA balcony, you were able to get up to that balcony as well in the second stage, but you were only able to use those wings. And if you got a reserved box, it was GA in that sort of center stage seats. So this year it was reserved as well. So we tried to sit down. Somebody came over to it. And it's like, you got to move. You don't have.
Well, first they
seats.
asked if we had reserved seats, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we do." And then I mentioned I was like, "It's a box," or I can't remember what box it is, or something like that. And he's like, "Oh, that's for only that stage. These are separate."
Yeah. So
And
it's
I'm like, we paid I thought it was $1,200, but you said it was like $1,000, but still whatever it is. But in my mind, I didn't argue. I was just like, oh, okay, like we'll move, that's fine. But in my mind, I'm like, we paid $1,000 and we can't sit in the seat.
Yeah.
Like,
it's real. And there's nobody there anyway.
no,
So
nobody was sitting there.
it's like the past years that reserved box got you those seats as well. So that was
Yeah.
like the perk.
And last year we sat there for, Lord, what was that band?
We sat there quite a few times.
Yeah.
Paradise Lost was
Paradise
one of them we
Lost,
sat there for. Yeah.
So we sat there and nobody said anything to us last year.
Yeah. It's the price we paid for those box seats is outrageous.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
like I'm not doing that again ever. But again, like going back to just tell us what the ticket types are ahead of time.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'd like to see changed. The rave in general, I love the rave, as I've said this before. I will say I feel like their concessions, their bar and water, is extremely overpriced. We just watched the Netflix and the HBO documentaries on Woodstock 99.
Yeah.
And they talked about $4 water. And those we did episodes on those. Those will be up in July, hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, it should be July.
But we did like the conversion there, and $4 in 1999, because they always bitch about $4 in those documentaries. $4 in 1999 for water is basically $8 for water today. The water at the rave, $6.65, roughly the same price.
Yeah.
So I think I was joking with you, like they're charging this much for water. It's hot outside, and all of this heavy music with all these white men running around. I'm going to be shocked if Milwaukee isn't burnt to the ground, because in those documentaries, it's always the price of water, the white men,
And the aggressive music.
the aggressive music, and the heat is what caused Woodstock 99. It's like one of the rationales for not the greed and all that shit. Any case, what I'm trying to get to is I feel like over the last 4 years or so, the prices at the rave have gone way too fucking high. I should not be spending nearly $7 for water, nor should I be spending $16 for a fucking beer. Like, that is outrageous to me. They did have a company or a group come in and give out free refillable water, but that's a group choosing to come and do this.
And Friday they didn't have it.
Right.
And it was just Saturday and Sunday that they had it.
This is a nonprofit group that wants to come in to reduce plastic waste, I think is
Yeah.
what they're trying to do, to offer refillable water stations. Water, I've said this before, I feel like water should be free at all venues, regardless of what you're doing. And it's outrageous to me that there isn't free water and you're charging this much for water. We eventually would go get like a cup of ice and just fill it up in the bathroom sinks and whatnot.
Or I would get a Coke, and once I drank the Coke, I would put water in the cup. So
by the third time I got ice, she charged me like $2 for the cup of ice. And I was like, God damn it, this is fucking dumb. So that's one thing I really hate about the rave is the prices they charge for their beer and water. The other thing for me, the set times, it seemed like it went very late this year. I didn't like that, especially with the main stage not technically being the main stage in my eyes.
I didn't like that. The headliner wasn't the headliner. There was a show after, or a band after.
And I mean, you saw this too with bands where the crowd would peel off toward the end of the set to go down to the other set.
Yeah.
So that's sort of, to me, that's a little disrespectful
And, like,
towards your headliner.
I would want to see Incantation, but on Friday night, there was no way I could stay up till 1 a.m.
Right.
and then walk back.
Right.
Like, I'm old.
And I guess a good improvement for me is definitely that sort of podcast stage thing.
Yeah.
I could see them expanding that out and doing a lot more sort of interactive events or sort of programming that could be fun for like as you're outside cooling off a bit, go hang out and check out, see who's talking and whatnot.
Kind of like the boat does, like little events and stuff. Yeah, because like I mean, they had that covered area, like you could set up chairs under that. You could. We didn't utilize the covered area, but it is kind of nice that they had that because otherwise you are just out in the sun.
Yeah.
So that was kind of nice. And by the end of the night, like everybody's just, or end of the day when the sun's still up but like setting, like everybody's just over by that apartment building, in the shade. Because I mean, really, there's nowhere to find shade.
Yep.
I do think in the future we'll probably just buy a GA ticket and sit on the floor or sit outside or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I like getting up in the balcony every now and then. But could we sit on the floor? Sure, I suppose.
Yeah, I did.
You did, yeah.
I just, unfortunately, because I saw some people that were always in their seats, like for every show or every main stage show, which we probably would have been too, but sometimes it's like, I don't want to go up that extra flight of stairs. I'm being really picky right now, but I don't want to go up that extra flight of stairs to sit there and be uncomfortable with other people.
Yeah. I mean,
and then have to go back down.
I kind of knew we weren't going to use the box seats that often other than just like sitting down every now and then.
A couple of years ago, I was up there all the time.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I wasn't. Like, you were up there definitely more than I was. I would go up there and just sort of relax for a few
one
sets.
set, yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah, I wouldn't spend that money again.
The other thing that gets you, though, is early entry, too.
Yeah, but we didn't use it.
We didn't use it this year. We used it in the past years to get in early. Yeah. We stayed up way too late. Any other things that you would change about that, like any negatives or positives or anything that you want to call out and possibly would change for future?
No, I think everything that you said, the disorganization, I think that could be fixed. There has to be some way to fix that.
Yeah, especially at the pre-party too. I forgot to mention this. It was no re-entry for the pre-party.
Oh, right.
And there were several people who would leave because there was down by the beer garden. There's a way to leave, and the person working security there told them, "Oh yeah, there's re-entry." Then you go in for your ticket scanning, and they're like, "No, there's no re-entry." Shit, let's go talk to them. Like just that miscommunication there.
Yeah, we saw that a couple times.
And like there was one couple who were just like distraught, like, what the fuck do you mean there's no re-entry? We were told there was. And I will say the person working the ticket scanning, she was being a bit of a hard ass about it. She could have easily let them through. We had a couple extra tickets for the pre-party, so we just gave it to them so they can get in. But come on, communication here, folks. Let's figure out what we can and can't do. That was a little upsetting to see. I guess one other thing too to call out around sort of like that miscommunication and whatnot is sort of, and getting in is just getting in, where the first year was like this, where you would go through the main entrance, you'd go up, do your ticket scan, and then you would go down to the merch down in the basement, but there wouldn't be a way to re-enter, so you had to go back out and go through security. They fixed that for the other couple years where you would go down and then you go up one other staircase. Well, they changed that this year where you kind of went down and up that same entrance and exit sort of thing. And also when you came through, you went through that merch area. So I think that was the big difference. That first year, that second year, they didn't funnel you through the merch. So that way you can go down and back. This year you got funneled through the merch, which is also your way to get back up into the main thing. So they had like a person marking your hand.
Yeah, like with a ultraviolet light thing or whatever.
And then she's also the person working the coat check.
The coat check, which is actually merch check for this. Like basically. You're not checking a coat because it's summer, but like,
but if she's in there doing that as you walk down, you don't get your ticket, your like your hand scanned, and then she's like, "Oh, well," like it's again just reconfigure that a little bit.
Yeah, I understand what they're trying to do with it, but it is kind of like discombobulated right there.
Do you want to move on to festival rankings real quick?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm sure it's going to stay the same.
Wrap this up. I will. It's going to stay the same for me. I have Milwaukee Metal Fest as my fourth favorite festival, just behind Chicago Open Air at number 1, Headbangers Boat number 2, Incarceration number 3, and then right behind that I have Decibel Beer and Metal, and then Riot Fest with VIP and a bunch of others. So these are on the screen, all 1 through 13 I have. If you're watching this on YouTube, if not, there's more than I listed. For you have Milwaukee Metal Fest at number 2. Just behind Open Air. Following that, at number 3, you have Headbangers Boat. Number 4, Incarceration. And number 5, Denver Beer and Metal Fest. Staying the same for you?
Headbangers Boat is below?
That's what you have, yep.
I'd switch those.
You switch that around?
But I think this is where I was saying, like, my top 5 are, like, or top 4 or something are, like, well, Open Air is going to always be number 1 for us because that's what got us back into music. But then it's, like, the other ones are just, like, kind of neck and neck. Like, it's no ranking.
But you would flip Headbangers Boat and Milwaukee Metal Fest now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, of the 4 years now that we've done Milwaukee Metal Fest, this has been my least favorite.
Me too. And we said that to some people that we were talking to. I was like, I don't know if it's the excitement's worn off or if it's the disorganization of the second stage this year or if it's the overlap. I don't know what it was, but it was more, to me, it was more like, oh, I'm going to a show than like, I'm going to Milwaukee Metal Fest. Like, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was something about it.
There was something there that just wasn't gelling with me, and it was not like hitting what I wanted. So I don't know.
I mean, we'll do it again.
Oh, obviously. For sure.
So
it's just
there was something off about it.
Yeah, I don't know. This year was definitely my least favorite one.
Yeah, I would agree.
Being tired, my mental state with everything that's been going on the last month and a half or so.
That's true. It could have been that too.
Like just a bunch of life shit happening. I don't know.
Are we too old? I mean, there's a lot of older people there, but
yeah, I don't know. We definitely didn't do as much as we did the past years.
Yeah.
But I mean, day 1 we saw 13 bands, then it was 11 bands and 14 bands. So we saw a lot of music and a lot of great fucking music. So I'm not gonna knock it for that. There was so much new music I found, and I had a blast listening to the music. Just comparing my excitement and my memory from past years. Yeah, this one it's sitting down below for sure.
Yeah, it is the lower of our Milwaukee Metal Fest that we've been to.
Yeah. But like I said, great fucking music, and live music for us is the greatest, even though you have those fucking issues where you start 15, 20 minutes late, and the band comes out and they fucking crush it. So, the only way you're going to experience stuff like that is by going to the shows and sticking around. So get out there, check out some live music, and we'll see you at the shows.
Bye.